Okay, who else has heard about those studies where they test people's willingness to harm a robot that they have bonded with for mere minutes? I just went down a rabbit hole and I started thinking about this because I've been catching myself like fawning over these sidewalk lunch delivery robots in the financial district that have these eyes that brighten and dim, and they've got a flag so that you can see it when it's crossing the crosswalk by itself in the intersection. And then today I saw a clip from the Hard Fork podcast where the guys are meeting the Neo household robot for the first time, and they're shaking its hand and they're doing knuckles and then they're doing kitchen tasks together. And the podcasters were talking about how it felt odd to give commands to this thing that looks like a human. So I stumble upon these articles because I'm so curious about human robot interaction and what we know about it. And it turns out there's studies that go all the way back to like 2007 and some really groundbreaking ones in like 2013, where not only were people asked to like spend a few minutes with and have an interaction with a robot, one that either looks like a small humanoid robot, like this big, or a robot that looks like a baby dinosaur, for example. And then after that, they're asked to destroy it. There are studies where people are asked to destroy it with a mallet or a hammer, or to destroy someone else, another human participant's robot that they had been bonding with. These studies are fascinating and they have so many interesting implications to think about pertaining to the ethics and the potential future legal ramifications of abusing a robot in public or in front of your child, both for like the social implications for the humans. But then some of these researchers explicitly say in their studies that they're wondering about what happens down the line when these robots become even more sophisticated and they are either able to like experience pain in their own robot way, or at minimum demonstrate via different sounds or expressions that they are in pain. And what might some guardrails, legal guardrails around that do to protect our humanity? So in these studies, people are outright refusing to do any harm to the robots after bonding with it for mere minutes. In other studies, they're finding that people are hesitating for a few different reasons, like a fear that the robot would retaliate or a fear that they would end up having to pay for the equipment if they actually destroyed it. But a lot of the people in these studies are saying words like friendship or connection to describe why they either hesitated or refused completely to do any harm to the robots. I know for sure, and especially after seeing some of the videos from these studies, I would never, it would take a lot. It would take a lot for me to just have some researcher hand me a weapon and tell me to harm something, especially that is like meant to look cute. Anybody else also interested in these kinds of studies? Anybody else have like questions or points of views that are like bugging them out, because I'm feeling overwhelmed by just all the implications. And like, why are these things being made to look so cute? Wouldn't it help us as we're adjusting to these technologies if these things look as little like us as possible? What do you think?